KNBR 1050. Your home of the Damon Bruce Show, noon to 3. KTCT San Mateo, a Cumulus station. From the top of the downtown San Francisco skyline, it's the Damon Bruce Show. Now, here's Damon Bruce.
Actually, you got Ted Ramey here today. We are playing the role of respective therapists. I for you, you for me today. We're going to go with a little cuts from the postgame to a song Bono of U2 wrote about having a hangover, because today we are dealing with the Super Bowl hangover. So we'll hear those for a second, Brad, if you please.
That was the play call at the moment, you know. We were trying to execute a play and make something happen at the end of the game, but came up short.
I mean, things were working in the first half. We just didn't finish our drives. We turned the ball over a couple times, and that was the difference in the game.
I'm the type of person I always look at myself and see which way I could have played better. You know, I'm frustrated, you know, just because I know how hard this team has worked, you know, from day one. You know, the coaches, the players, you know, the equipment staff, trainers, everyone. I mean, we all had some part in, you know, us getting this far, and for us to come up short, you know, leaves a bitter taste in our mouth.
I felt our guys battled, they competed. You know, we got a spark, and we're going to look back after that. And I thought they did that. You know, they battled back to get in it, and then, you know, battled right on the brink of winning it.
I feel like I made too many mistakes for us to win. And I think that last drive when we got the ball and had time to go down and score a touchdown, we thought it was our game.
This isn't about me. This is about our team. And I'm devastated at the outcome, but I'm so proud of our guys for how they fought and everything that they did tonight in this season. And, you know, it's up to me to help them to get one more step next year.
I thought he made good throws the entire game. Had one that got a little high, but he just let a fourth quarter comeback there. And again, in my opinion, I mean that series should have continued.
Well, that was the way that Jim Harbaugh saw, but that was not the way that it ended up. And the one line I take from that song: "In a little while, this hurt will hurt no more." And I hope you can all take that away, because we will feel better as fans. You will all move forward from this, and hey, you know, this was your worst dream come true in the sporting sense. You now live through a 49ers Super Bowl loss, and you know, the sun came up this morning, and yeah, we're all in a very bad place. That's part of the joy of sports. You sometimes wonder why you do it to yourself, because it brings you oftentimes, 9 times out of 10, more misery than it does joy. But hey, that's how we're doing it today. I do want to take Paul from Pleasanton. He's calling in to talk about, a little bit about Randy Moss. How you doing today, Randy? Or excuse me, Paul?
Yeah, no problem, Ted. Hey, I'm a long-time listener, first-time Ted Ramey caller. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well, man. I appreciate the call.
No problem. You're holding down great today.
Thanks.
I couldn't help but feel, had Randy just given us 80% of what he used to be, we could be talking about a Super Bowl champion today. And what I mean by that is yeah, he caught the passes that were thrown right into his breadbasket, but he gave absolutely no additional effort. It was almost like he was playing for next season and not to get hurt. Not for the 49ers, but for himself, and to avoid injury in what is the biggest game you'll ever play in. And it, you know, I supported Randy all season long, and I had hoped that he'd have that just one big game for us. And it was really disappointing to see him put forth, or I should say, you know, not put forth the effort that he did on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know some people have looked at it that way. I haven't seen it quite the same way. I mean, Randy is Randy. I mean, that's how he does it. I don't know how much more he could have really put out. I know you're probably referencing the interception where he didn't go up after it. It's hard to say. I mean, he may have thought there was another receiver behind him. He may have thought that it was not really able for him to jump up and reach it. I mean, it's all speculation. Yeah, I wish Randy Moss was what he used to be, and perhaps, he was not utilized properly the entire season because Alex Smith was the quarterback for half of that, and Alex Smith is not able to deliver the ball downfield, which is where Randy has his greatest strengths. But he played more yesterday. He played on more snaps than he had all season long. So, I mean, the coaching staff, I don't think they really felt like he was giving up on the team. I think TV can paint a perspective sometimes, and I think that oftentimes the NFL, or at least the stations that cover the NFL, both Fox and CBS, they both seem to not be very big fans of Randy Moss, whether it's Joe Buck, saying, "Oh, a disgraceful act."
And Ted, I would agree with you 90% of the time, because they do kind of give him they cast a negative light on him. But just watching what I saw yesterday, and it has nothing to do with the commentating or the post-game reports, I felt like even when he made catches, he was looking to go down as quickly as possible. I felt like when a ball was thrown his way, if he had to reach for it, he wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to put himself in harm's way. That was my takeaway from it, regardless of what the post-game comments were or all the Randy haters out there. I just felt like he could have done more to help our buddy Colin Kaepernick out, and that's my take.
Yeah, no, and you might be onto something there, Paul. I can't say for certain. I do appreciate the call, though. But no, I mean, when I look at that game and Randy Moss, I think about the potential of the 49ers having the deep threat. But with Colin Kaepernick's arm, it seemed like every play in itself can be a deep threat. I don't know what Randy Moss exactly could have given more from the 49ers yesterday, or if they shut him down. And yeah, he did kind of take catches and go to his knee or look like he wasn't taking a hit. But there's some guys in the NFL that it's always been like that. I can't say that for most of Randy's career he's ever been the guy to really lower his shoulder and try and stay in bounds and try and be the receiver who's gonna that's a Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson type thing, or Terrell Owens. I mean, he's got to get completely different body type, and maybe he knows that he's a risk if he gets out. We saw Crabtree yesterday make a couple plays where he was banging off of guys, and for an elder, slimmer guy like Randy Moss, that might result in a fumble. I mean, it happened to LaMichael James yesterday. We didn't see that coming. Now he's got 2 fumbles in the postseason, and maybe that's part of his thinking. I mean, Randy Moss, he's not the player he once was, but he still does have that cagey veteran aspect. I just think, though, at the end of the day, we can try and point the blame at different players, be they Randy Moss or the 49ers have no one to blame in this situation but themselves. They made critical errors in the first half that put themselves in a huge hole. They committed more turnovers, and then they lost the special teams battle. I mean, that's a formula for a loss, and the 49ers are I can't say that they're lucky, but I can say they're definitely fortunate that they were able to get themselves back in that game. They're such an ultra-talented team. I believe they have 18 first-round draft picks out there. They have such a level of talent and such a level of coaching that they're never truly out of a game. But when you have that kind of talent, you shouldn't be getting behind by 22 points in the first place. You shouldn't be giving up turnovers that are avoidable. I understand this was Colin Kaepernick's 10th start in the NFL yesterday. It would have been 77 days since he had made his first start in the NFL, and he had a ball sail on him because maybe his nerves were a little bit up. Okay, and LaMichael James is a rookie, and you get a turnover. Maybe I'm willing to accept those. The special teams, losing that battle, that hurts. I mean, that's 2 straight years where critical errors on special teams have kept the 49ers from greater glory. And last year, who knows what would have happened if they had gone into the Super Bowl and played the Patriots. They might have matched up pretty well against them, or Tom Brady might have shredded them. We can never say for certain. But just the 49ers, I mean, you can't spot a team 22 points in the Super Bowl. It's not going to work out in your favor. And the 49ers, they battled back as they did. It didn't work out in their favor. They had spotted them too much of a lead. They gave up 13 points in the second half. Granted, they limited the offensive unit itself to only the 2 field goals, but it was just too much to overcome. There's no other way to look at it. The 49ers, I mean, with or without Randy Moss maybe contributing to the full extent of what he could have done, I don't know. They lost the game. The Ravens were the better team yesterday. The 49ers rallied and made an incredible comeback, and in doing so, hope hope is a good thing to have, but it's a painful thing to get ripped out of your chest when you think that the 49ers are on the precipice of taking the lead. And I'll get into in the next segment what are the things that I felt we were denied yesterday. And it wasn't just a win, but there was a moment I was waiting for that I think a lot of the players on the team are waiting for as well, but their moment was denied. And if you'd like to talk about some of the things you felt the 49ers, could have done better yesterday, could have capitalized upon, by all means, let's continue the healing process. 415-808-1050 at Ted Ramey Media on Twitter. We're going to take a commercial break. I'm Ted Ramey filling in for Damon